Actually, that's not pretty. I haven't picked up a guitar yet today. It's early. I've been busy, but I haven't been playing guitar. I haven't been guitar busy. But that's kind of a nice exercise to kind of warm up with. I mean, no. Yeah, so I'm just playing a diatonic scale with thirds and the Zawinul. Hey, we got someone new. Or no, Zoo, you've been here before. Yeah, I figure if we're gonna do jazz, I might as well wear the Zawinul Foundation T-shirt. I did a little work for them, and all I got was a T-shirt. It's true. You could go backwards too. So if I were to. Totally cool. It's a little weird there. There's the third. So you end up hitting that note twice. I mean, it kind of creates, almost naturally kind of creates little bebop melodies. I'm going to explain what I'm doing again. Oh, you like the blue, the blue plaid? That's funny. So how's everyone doing? Hey, Martian, what's going on? And then we have Bruce is in the house. I got your text, Bruce. Thank you. We don't usually have any. Yeah, you can. There's a link, Discord link there. I pinned to the top. And we can totally, if you have ideas, things you want me to do videos on, or things you want me to live stream about, we can totally do that. I could, here's a question. So if I were doing a live stream about a Beatles song or about something, right? About music, something where I was going to be playing music. And before I do that, I would have to probably get kind of some software that would allow me to hook my computer output directly into OBS. And I think it's a third-party thing. OBS doesn't. When I go to try to add an input source, audio. Let's see, audio input capture. Yeah, mic auxiliary. Yeah, I don't know. Add existing, create new. Okay, so that's just 3. Okay, and then device. Yeah, see, this should that would be the baby face, and I'm afraid if I do that, you're not going to hear me right now. So I'm not going to do that. I have to experiment with it when I'm not connected. But there's got to be a way where I can play music and you guys can hear it, and I can kind of do a little mix of the two. But that way I could do some commentary. Now, my question, though, the whole reason I brought that up, was that if you give me tips, do the Beatles get the tips? That would be silly, right? I mean, they can have the money from the video, because the video. I mean, these videos don't pay anything. I mean, they pay like 50 cents or something. Like if I go back, let's see. Oh, I'm not on. Oh, it's very open. if I go to my YouTube thing and I look at the analytics from last week's live stream, and I spoke for, we went a long time now. We were just talking. I mean, I was doing music too, but videos, shorts, live. Here we go. Okay, so that's okay. So if I look at the analytics from, yeah, what did I say? Said 50 cents. I made 47 cents and I lost a subscriber. You know what? If I'm going to lose subscribers every time I go live, probably because people get notifications and they're like, oh gosh, I don't want that. Oh my God. Well, now, 2 weeks ago, I made $2.47, but I lost 2 subscribers. I'm getting paid to lose subscribers. Okay, let's see what the next one was. That's interesting. This one was $2.13, and I lost a subscriber. And probably those are new subscribers, and then they signed up for notifications or something. This was a longer one, 198, but I didn't lose any subscribers. And this is from, and that's just for 174 views. So that's literally a penny a view. That's not bad at all. I guess because we've got ads in. I've got, you know, but people really don't go back and watch these. It's kind of like shorts. The coin you make on shorts happens right away, and it's not much. Okay, now this one paid $8. I got 350. So, but there's only been 2 views in the last 48 hours. I got 1 subscriber. Now, keep in mind, I'm spending 2 or 3 hours on these. So I'm making $4 an hour. And maybe that included a tip. So it's kind of hard to tell. Let's see, estimated income. So sometimes somebody gives me some money. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. And I also, there's a new thing now too, like when you watch one of my videos, you can hit something, it's called, what's that called? I can't do it to my own videos. What's the button that shows up at the bottom where you can kind of give props to a video or something, promote it? That's kind of cool. Hey, 6'9". Hey, Holly. Good to see you. Gary's in the house. Well, we got a lot of the, what have we got? Oh, we're 19. That's not bad. We're already up there. Joseph's in the house. AJ's in the house. We still are not, we still don't have our usernames, do we? Is that something a setting reactions, how that works? Timestamps, moderation activity, participants. Yeah. Weird. Okay, so yeah, there's no way I can, if anyone happens to know a setting that I need to change, is it here? Channel activity, go to channel, replace pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user from the channel, remove standard, no. Okay. Hey Debbie, what's going on? How you doing? All right, so what we've been doing, and it's, you know, it's kind of something that's not beginner guitar stuff, but you know, this scale that I have right here, and actually there's no fret notated there, so technically as written, if that were the first fret, it would be F sharp major scale. But I intentionally didn't put a fret number there so that we can move it around. So if we put it we started on the 3rd fret with our 2nd finger, then we would be G major. And then what we were doing was we were playing different shapes within that scale. So you know, you kind of just play this a bunch of times, try to get it under your fingers. You can just do it up and down like this. And then what we did was we played every other note. So, and up here at C, I'd be at the 10th or 8th fret. Sorry, the 8th fret, 2nd finger. And now don't glom onto Debbie too much. Debbie just said hello. Debbie might just want to hang out, and she may not want to interact with everybody. Debbie's already gone. I pointed her out, and she's like, oh, no. So we have the scale, and I'm just playing it diatonically, so this right in order. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You're basically looking at, yeah, Ionian scale. You're basically looking at, this was my grandmother's nail file, and it still rocks. I would love to find, in other words, Sapphire Course, Hofritz, Germany. Hofritz, New York from Germany, Sapphire Fine. It's crazy. My mom inherited it from her mom, and I inherited it from my mom. And I want to do a video on the how I played Raise the Bar with Justin Bieber, but I need to have my nails for that. So, you know, I got it because it's a acoustic thing, and I'm hitting the strings with my nails or grabbing things. And when I don't have a third finger, it's really hard to get that top string in. So, okay, the scale. So when you just think about it in alphabetically, it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, like it's written right there. Now, if I want to make it a Mixolydian scale, then I just flat the B's, so I end up with this. I forget what the name of this is, the Lydian dominant. If I want to raise the F to F sharp and lower the B to B flat, so it gets this. And that's kind of a cool bebop scale to use over a dominant seventh chord. Kind of gives you a sharp 4 sound, but also a flat 5 sound. It kind of interchangeable. And then, but what we just stick with this. Hey, blessed on. Sorry about the I don't know why it's showing up that way. You know, like I said, there's not a. Are there more settings? No, not there. Boom, boom. Engage with your audience. What does that mean? Start a Q&A. Answer viewer questions live. Start a poll. Let your viewers weigh in. Start a poll. How much does Tom weigh? Okay, I can close that. Okay. I can heart it myself. You guys all can do that, right? And smiley and I think there's a setting here, yeah, where I can do reactions. Right? Does that work? Yeah, there you go. Or I think I can do heart. So I can do it that way. That's part of that's an Apple thing. We'll see if any just spontaneously show up because I do some hand signal. Speaking of hand signals, all right. So instead of playing the notes in order, one way you can do it is play thirds, and that would be to play C, then E, then go down to D, then F, E, G, F, A. So you're still doing the scale, but in between each note, you're putting that note's third in, and a third is that's the 1, 2, 3. You skip the second, counting up 1, 2, 3 from that note. So the third of C, you skip D, and it would be E. The third of D would be F because you skipped E. The third of E would be G. The third of F would be A. The third of G would be B, and then third of A would be C, and so on. So you could play that. You could play that scale this way too. All right, and that all I did there was I just played the scale, but in order. But I played the thirds with it, and you can keep going and do another third, and that creates a triad. And this is a great exercise. And so we would have C, skip D, E, and then G. All right. I could also draw a scale up like this with the letters in there. See the R for root? That stands for root. I could do C, especially with the C. It's super easy with a C major scale because there's no flats or sharps. it's easy to get the letters in there. I could do that and upload that for next week, so you can have the letters there. But and that would have to be at the 7th fret then, if we're going to have the letters in there. And so, but in the meantime, you just kind of have to figure it out. Okay, so if I do triads, that means I'm counting up 2/3. So I'm going skip C to E and E to G. So I'm skipping F. So, okay. Am I buffering? Video is buffering, but I'm still green. And some of them you're going to have, like when I played the F triad, so I'm at the 8th fret, 5th string, I'm going 8, 7, 10. To get the next triad, I'm actually going to have to take my pinky down there. And one of the tricks there is if you know you're going to need to do that, a lot of times when you you play in something, you're not looking ahead enough on the music, or you're not thinking ahead, you don't realize it, and you put your tip of your pinky or your tip of any finger on the note. Well, if you kind of lay your finger down a little bit more, okay, and so I'm kind of on the more the meat of the pinky, hitting that C note there at the 10th fret of the 4th string. Then I can roll up. So I'm just kind of rolling my finger, and now I'm on the tip of my pinky for that G note. So we have. I'm kind of being extreme on it, just so you can see the motion. But I'm kind of laying down, and then there. If I use the tip, I'm gonna have to jump my finger up. But if I know I'm gonna hit that note, then I might set it up better. You could even bar those 2 notes with your pinky. Oops. And same thing here. When I go to that. When I go to what is that? The D of the G triad. The next note is A for the A minor triad, and it's right there. So I might have to do the same thing there. So the triads, and the same thing here. They're right there too. So if you really practice that, you really woodshedded that, you would probably find fingerings that you would do the anticipating fingerings or positional playing. Sorry, I'm getting. Just got to keep up on the. Okay. Oh, dang. Why won't you let me? I like that. Okay. All right, we got some home repair stuff to do. Drywalling is not that hard. I need to replace some drywall. We had a refrigerator was spraying, like leaking just a little bit of water on the floor behind the fridge, you know, and it was from the ice maker, and it's hopefully getting fixed today. I actually went to Lowe's at 6 this morning and figured out what kind of shutoff valve I needed. So I put a shutoff valve in there so I could turn the house, because the house water was off all night, and now it's back on. So because I couldn't get it to stop, and we were getting the wall prepped to be inspected and everything. But I think Beth thinks we can do it, and my friend says we can do it, so we're just going to drywall and do it ourselves. Right. Yeah. And patience while you are muddying and sanding. Yes. Well, and we have to treat it because it's been wet for a while, so we have to treat it so we don't have black mold. So we'll probably treat the wall with that, and then. No, I don't need to have the drywall inspected. No, it's our house. No, I don't need no inspectors. It's not an apartment building or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, dang it. Okay. I think Sheila's back. Dang it. And just, I don't like the way, when they change software programs, that you hate that. Okay. Sorry, everybody. And hopefully I can stay focused. I've just got a million things going on right now. All right, so. Well, I certainly believe that because you're all hanging out with me, right? I'm going to close these a little more. I feel like I'm getting too much light on my face. Okay, so if I were to do all the triads, it would sound like this. Now, the point of this lesson isn't to necessarily do those because we're actually going to set those up with a chromatic movement into each one of those notes. What is chromatic? Chromatic is just one fret away from the note you're playing. So a chromatic scale would just be every single fret. But you may not necessarily want to... You may not want to use a whole chromatic scale, but a lot of times there's melodies, things like... what is that, Blue Muck? That's all chromatic melodic ideas. There's also, you can do chromatic mordant or turnaround or neighboring tones, chromatic neighboring tones. Very common in like gypsy jazz, like for like A minor. I might not use the C sharp, but you get the idea. And so what I'm doing is I have a target note and I'm just surrounding it chromatically above one fret and below one fret. And it gives you, instead of just playing that note, you can go. And it just sounds a little bit more fancy pants. So we desire to sound more fancy pants here, okay? Now, let's see. All right, so so if I were to do that, so that those chromatics, and if you want to, you can create some tab notation for yourself and write out these notes, so you can have them in front of you, and it would be like like 10, on the bottom string it would be 8, and then 10, 7, 10, 10, 8, 7, 7, 10, 9, and so on and so forth, and that would create each individual triad. But what we want to do, and it actually, I think, will result in less of these having to do these weird adjacent string notes, okay? Oops. So I'm doing the triads. But I'm playing the note 1 fret below each starting note of each triad. So we end up getting, ultimately when we do that, I think we end up playing all 12 notes. And Sam, Sam here? Yeah, there's Sam. Yeah, so don't think about it, okay? Don't analyze it. No, you can't help yourself. But don't worry, don't think that, oh, I'm going to the flat 5 to the, or flat 9 to the 9. No, you just, all you're doing is you're playing triads with leading tones. Okay? And if we swung it, if we swing it, all right. Sam. So then if we did seventh chords, okay, so you know what we did there with the, we did the third, and then we did a triad, and the way you build the third is just the third. It's a dyad, it's a two-note chord, or we would call it an interval maybe. If I play 2 notes together like this, I would call that a dyad. I love tense. Okay, I would call that a dyad. But if I were to play 2 notes separate, I would call that an interval. This would be a third, and this would be a 10th. Okay, so a dyad. Then we did triads, which is 3 notes, and again, we're just skipping a note every time. So the C triad is C, E, G. We skip D and F. Then the 7th chord, the C major 7th chord, we go C, E, G, B. We just keep skipping notes. And then if we want to make a C major 9th, we just go again. Now, we're not going to get into why it's major 9th or not. It's why it's C major 9, not C 9 or C minor 9. We're not going to get into that. That's the weeds. And if I do start talking about it a little bit, just know there won't be a quiz. So let's all take a celebratory sip. And then but it's not a bad idea to sit here and go through, okay, and do the 7th. Now the same thing can be done to the 7th. We can do the diatonic leading tone, or to each one of these 7ths. And the C major 7 would be here, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, and B diminished 7, or half diminished 7, and then C major. Now listen to it if I do the leading tone into each one of those notes. And the cool thing now, what was that? That was 4 notes, right? So if I play that, it's just, if I go, it sounds like Happy Trails, It was right? I mean, it's a good little exercise. You can totally work on it. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time. Can totally keep going. And then but if we do a chromatic note leading into it, then we have 5 notes, and it automatically, right? I can't chew gum and do it too, AJ. Then we have a 5-note pattern. Now it sounds less like a pattern because it doesn't land on the downbeat. So it would be like, oh, sorry. Yeah. Now, it has some of the challenges. It has some of the challenges of the adjacent string issues. Okay, but if we let's do it the first one and play it. The rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, ba boom 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 bam. So we're doing triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 dun dun dun. A 1 triplet 2, a 1 triplet 2, a 1 triplet 2, a 1 triplet 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are back again. We're back down on the downbeat of everything, like we were with the. What's it? Now what's the next? Yeah. Anyway, but we have. We have a pattern that actually is very musical, and so I might not do it, but I could use it like over. And the cool thing, if I start any of those, I have a C major chord here. I want to get rid of the drums. Right? And that makes sense. It's a C major 7 chord, right? Makes sense that a C major 7 arpeggio would sound good over it. Well, let's go up a third. Let's do an E minor 7 arpeggio. Okay, so we're going to start on the third, and so now we're kind of creating a C major 9th kind of sound, but we're not playing the root. You see that? The other thing we could once we land on that, we could go down to the next scale tone. So we go leading tone B, C, E, G, B. So we're doing that C major 7 arpeggio, and then I just go right to the A. Hey, Richard. I mean, it's like automatically just kind of invents. Now, what if I went to the 5th? What? That F, you may not want to sit on that F because that's going to sound really weird against the C major 7, major 7 chord. But if you're on it for a second, that's fine, because what we did before was we went down to the next scale tone. So from that F, the next scale tone down is an E. So that's. And what if I did the? I think that work. It sounds a little outside. That's a kind of lick that would work better maybe on a dominant 7th chord, like on the 5 chord of this key. Sorry, work stuff. Oh, sorry. Sorry. All right. So again, with that. Okay. So right away we've got kind of three things we can, well, four things we can practice. We can practice the thirds. I can even play. I can practice the thirds. I can do the triads. Again, there's some weird moments in there. I can do the seventh chords. Keep going if I'm. Oh, that almost sounds. It almost sounds Pat Metheny like. I've got a tune here. Hold on a second. Oh, I got to be on this track. Yeah, I knew the B string was that. Probably the G strings. Way out. It's like Gibsons, man. That's why you rarely ever see me playing a Gibson. I mean, I've been a Fender guy for a long time. My first electric was a my first electric was a 175 copy by Ibanez. My second one was a early 70s Les Paul, which, you know, for monetary reasons, I wish I still had it. But it was kind of a fretless wonder. It had really low frets, and I could have gotten it refretted. But I traded it for a G&L, I think. And then I bought a Gibson L5S, which is, I wish I still had that one. What year was it? It would have been like a 76 or something. I forget. I've looked it up. I think I actually found the exact one that I had. I traded it for. Did I trade that for a G&L? What did I trade that? I can't remember. I mean, when I was young, I didn't have money. I was trading guitars. I was like, oh, I want this guitar, I want that guitar. But the 170. I mean the Gibson L5S I bought, and I think it was like $800 or something. It was for me at 20 years old, it was a fortune. I don't even think I have a picture anywhere of me playing it. It was kind of, the pickups were pretty weak. It was supposed to be a jazz guitar. It was supposed to be like a jazz guitar, but solid body. So I didn't know that. I just thought it looked cool. It was the body shape. I mean, look it up. See if I can find one on Reverb. The body shape was really thin on the edges. It was really cool. Reverb. Ba, 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 ba. And also go with 1976 Gibson L5S. Wow, this looks exactly like it. So $6,000. So I would have, yeah, and in fact, it even had this bridge. Well, no, that's a different bridge. That's not, I don't think that's original. It had this weird Tune-o-matic bridge on it, but like where you, not Tune-o-matic, oh yeah, somebody put a bunch of holes in this one. But here, it was very similar to this. If you click on the pictures, check out the edge. It gets really thick in the middle and it's really thin. Yep, those are the tuners. I remember those. And it was cool because the back plate was a piece of wood that they cut out. I don't know how they did it, to be honest. The black back plate, well, this doesn't match up. But I remember it seemed like mine matched up, the wood. Yeah, that looks pretty much like it. Okay, so now, so I said you had 3 things to practice, but I lied because, still 2 right there. I lied because now if you do the chromatic lead into all those, now you've got 6 things to practice. And again, I wouldn't, there's no crime in tabbing it out for yourself, so you have it in front of you, so you don't get lost in the middle of it. So we can do, so we had the thirds, the triads. Again, that's not easy. It's probably not a bad warm-up. Like I said, just even playing those thirds kind of felt good in the fingers, kind of get me going in the morning. And then the triads and then the 7s. And if you want to, you could go to 9ths. You could go another step further and do 9ths, which would again be just every other note. C, skip D, E, skip F, G, skip A, B, skip C, D, and that's how you create a 9th chord, or a 9th arpeggio, and a 9th chord. So if you think about that, right? You go, okay. So if I look at a C major 9th. I have a C, E, G, B, D. Now you can sit around and try to figure out ways to play that. And that's 5 notes. On piano, it wouldn't be hard. On guitar, 5-note chords are not easy, but I could probably do something like that, where I'm kind of playing this with a C in the bass. This version does not have a 5th in it, which again, if I'm going to eliminate a note of those notes, the 5th is the most likely one to eliminate. Unless it's an altered 5th. If it's a sharp 5 chord or a flat 5 chord, then that implies that you have to have the 5th in there. So if it said C7 sharp 5 or C9 sharp 5, you're definitely going to want to have the 5 in there because it's in the name of the chord. All right, that's deep weed stuff. No quiz on that. Take another sip. Or as Holly says, sippity sip. Sippity sip, McSipperstein. McSipper sip. Close enough, brother. What, Bob? What did Bob say? Today's channel is the Gibson Paradise. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, it's just the tuning of the stupid G string. And I got this crazy contraption on here. I did a video on this. I did a video on it. It's just a plastic thing. You have to take the strings off, and you have to take off these bolts right here, or what are they called? And then put it under, and then put it back on top, and then it just gives you these little pins that you can put the strings through, so that they go straight over the fret. I mean, straight over the nut, instead of having such a weird angle. And supposedly the thinking is that it's going to make it less likely to go out of tune. Marginally so, but I would say it's probably not. There are probably better tricks. I know that I used to put, like, you can put what do I make pencils out of? Carbon, like pencils, like old pencil carbon things, you know, and put it in there. But that's more to get rid of squeaks. I don't know if that makes it smoother. It might make it a little smoother, but the main thing is for some reason Gibsons tend to catch and not release. So when you bend it, it doesn't come back to where it was like Strats do. Graphite, thank you. Thanks, Don. Okay, so if we had 6 things to practice with this, it would be thirds, and that's kind of fun. And it, that sounds great over just even the C. Yeah, that's when when Norik works on my guitars. That's what he does, and he has a bench that's sitting up at waist level, and he's got the neck holder, which I have one of those, and then he has an electric thing, and he does it so fast. Yeah, it kind of works. I mean, I don't have that now. The other thing I could do is get locking. I could put locking tuners on. That's what I have on all my Strats. My main Strats, all have Spurzels on it, which I really like. There's no string. It's just, there's no tension release there. So I could put one Spurzel on right here or something. I think these are 1-screw Grovers. I think they might make 1-screw Spurzels that replace Grovers. I don't know. I have to look into that. I don't play this guitar very often, so it's not really much of an issue. And if I'm doing jazz, it's even less of an issue. If I'm doing rock on it, like if I'm going to do some Larry Carlton stuff or something, then I might have more issues, but I don't ever get called to do that, and so therefore it doesn't get done. Okay, so chromatic triads. I'm sorry, chromatic thirds, chromatic triads, and then we could do chromatic 7th chords. No, wait, that's it. See what that's a. And then remember on that one, we could do, once we got to that 7th, the top note of each of those phrases, we could go down one chromatic, or not chromatic, one diatonic note, one note down in the scale. So we get, it just sounds great. 2, 3. Okay. Another, if you want to take it to the next level, okay, this was recommended to me. Now we're going back to the 7th chords, just without the chromatic. You could start on sorry. So we have, okay, play that with me. 2nd finger on the 8th fret, bottom string, and then, so that's C, E, G, and B. So we have 8th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret, and 9th fret. I have to go back and watch our first live streams, like back in 2000. I feel like as I'm getting older, my brain is slowing down, but I may be just imagining that slowly. But I notice that like there's very little things in life that I do that's more immediate than playing live, and playing music live. And you really have to be kind of on the top of your game. And I've caught myself like brain farting, like my hand's on the wrong fret. And I'm like, oh dang, how did that happen? We're playing something maybe in D flat, and all of a sudden I'm like I can't remember where, you know, it's like weird. But I think I've always had issues with maybe D flats and G flat keys. And a lot of the worship singers tend to like the flat keys for some reason. So a lot of songs get transposed from like G to G flat. Like, oh gosh, are you kidding? You know, we got all these beautiful open chords we could use, and now we got all these, you know. And sometimes we'll tune down a half step to accommodate that one, then we just play in the other key. Okay, I'll look that up. I know it. I think it's you run the string through and then you loop it and run it through again or something like that, and then you wind it. And I mean, you probably would only need to do it on the G string, to be honest, because it's the only string that really has the problem. But if you can do it quickly, be honest, I don't even know if I've changed the strings. Oh, I have changed the strings on this since I put this on, because I had to do it for a show that I was using it for Palmer Royale, which, by the way, I'm on. So if you like that show, you can hear my guitar playing. Do a shout out. Well, let me look up real quick that button that I saw on. See if you guys have it on YouTube. So if I go to say I go to, I'm gonna let's see, boom. I'm gonna turn off the sound.
30.
Okay. So skip the ad, boom, there we go. And I don't see that. I see a thanks. There's a super thanks. No. Yeah. I mean, you guys can totally do super thanks. I don't know what the other. Oh, that was cute. They had a little football icon. Yeah, I don't see that. Weird. AI generated video summary. Okay, that's new. All right, let's click on a different video. Let's see. Do I have a Beato one? Let me pull up a Beato video. I saw it on my video. Well, I could probably pull up one of my videos. The Chris Thiele interview. I watched that. Ask. What's ask? Huh. Weird. Okay, let me go to one of my videos. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so like my new one. How many views? Oh, 311 views. That's it. Okay, 314. Oh, maybe it was just on the phone. Oh, promote. I can't promote my own video, but no, that's not it. What do you mean? Oh, no, that's for me. That's a different thing. Okay, that's for my. Yeah, I don't remember what it was called. That's so weird. All right, never mind. Oh, similar to tying a fish hook with nylon. Yeah, I haven't done much fishing. I get so bored. I'm so ADHD. It's really hard for me to sit out there. Mosquitoes are biting if it's hot. Cold is not fun either. Oh, it's like, yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out. Let me see if I can find a video on that. Maybe I can post it here. No. Hit the wrong button. All right. Luthier's lock. Luthier's lock string. Not stinging, stringing. Luthier's knot, yeah. You said, did you say knot and I was saying lock? Yeah, I have done that. What do I do that on? I think I do that with nylon strings because they tend to slip and they stretch. But so
then you know.
No, don't want that. All right, so let me, I can share this. Copy. Oh, at Banjo Bend. Oh, okay, yeah, I know Banjo Bend. So maybe that'll be similar to what you're talking about. Okay, so like I said, oh, the thing I was saying, you could take that first note up an octave, and then you resolve down. And then you go. Let's see. But let's just play. So I'm just playing that. So again, sorry, 8, 7, 10, 9. 8 on the bottom string, 7, 10 on the 5th string, and then 9 on the 4th string. You know, I don't think my brain's slowing down. I mean, it's just thinking these frets while I'm playing them and talking to you and everything, it just can be a little hard. Okay, so instead of playing this note here, the C note down here on the bottom string, we're going to play it up here. So I'm going to play it at the 10th fret. So C at the 10th fret, 4th string, then 5th fret, 7th. I'm sorry, 5th string, 7th fret, and then 10th fret, and then that's going to be the 9th fret. So that's the same notes, C, E, G, B. Okay, every other note here, C, E, G, B, but I'm playing the first note up an octave. And it's a great way of displacing the octaves a little bit, or having something not be all seconds and all thirds. Because we start right here with a 6th. And then if you want to resolve that down a scale tone, sounds like a bebop line. That's a weird one. And then it just sounds more melodic. It sounds more interesting. So that would be. Let's see. So I'm not resolving down, I'm just playing the 7th chord with the first note of the 7th chord up an octave. I'm not doing the downward resolution. I'm just. This is a G7. A minor 7. That's hard, or you go. I know you like it when I mess up. So all of those are great exercises, and they're great warm-ups too. And the thing is, probably, you know, you could do with different scales. You could do it with like C Lydian. So it'd be no.
that would be doing some of the similar stuff that we've talked about. So let me write in here. Should I do a new? Let me create a new text. Whatever. Okay. So we could do dyads. Is it DYADS, I think? Triads and sevenths. Oh, wait. Sevenths. So that you could do, you could work with those and kind of get started on that. And then if you wanted to make this a Lydian scale, then you take the fourth note and this note, I'm pointing with a pointer and you can't see that, but the fourth note in the scale, you take it up to F sharp. And because this chord here doesn't have it just has, it's just the major seventh. You don't know if it's Lydian or not. We don't know what kind, if this major seventh is the 1 of the key or the 4 of the key. If it's the 4 of the key, then technically we're in the key of G, and so Lydian would work. Right? And then if you took that major scale, this one right here, and flatted the 7th, which would be the B's, you'd end up with a Mixolydian scale. Oh, thank you so much, Sam, for checking out that video and not watching my video. I mean, what creator does that? Thanks people for watching other videos and not their video. So, John Meyer commented on my new video. Let's see, where is it? Where's my new video? Oh yeah, here's a short that I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but let me see. I can share it. Yeah, the crazy thing about shorts is they're definitely a burst. They're definitely a burst. All right, let's see. John Myers. Yeah, this one only had 3,600 views. I wish it got more. I don't know how it did compared to his other videos. But he was just in town. I didn't see him. He invited me to come to this thing, but it was a convention. You had to pay for it. So, yeah, I'm not seeing any new. Let's see, new comments. No, okay. Yeah, now with John's getting up there though. Subscribers, he's 48,000. It's pretty darn good. So if I click on videos, which ones are his most popular? Yep, yep. Yeah, I'm not even in the top 10, so. I haven't done gear reviews. I should do more gear videos. I should do, I have to make sure I do a gear video of stuff that still exists. So I'm looking at Fender baritone, and I'm like, oh, do they still make that? A Tele baritone with the humbuckers? If you had, let's see, if I had, I had you open and, okay. So why don't you open like 1,000 tabs and have me on all of them, just live streaming and see. What? Wait a minute. If all of you do that right now, will it double my concurrent viewers or not? It says 19 concurrent viewers. So like if you all opened another tab and had me playing there, would it go up? I wonder. I think it would know that it would not give me credit for that, because it would be what's your internet code? Done. I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's still at 19, not changing unless somebody left and you did that. It's funny, but happy to hang out with you 19 people. Okay, so here's the scale. And here it is with dyads. Just every other note. And then with triads. Sorry. Belch. And then with sevenths. So again, a seventh chord is going to be 4 notes. 1, 3, 5, 7. 4 notes. I have. Sorry, got me. Okay, hold on. Here's the sevenths. And then. Oh, okay, then we're out of room. Okay. Yeah, double stops. I always think of double stops. Yes, they are dyads, and I always think like in the yellow, not yellow raincoat, ETA. That's I would call that a double stop. In my head, I hear it as a horn section. Right? And then I like that video I did just today or this week. If you haven't seen it yet, my new video on the song, I think it was called Don't Go Far. I don't know for sure because it never got released. And that was very similar. It was like and yes, I would call those double stops too. Double stops always, though, to me sound like, and I always think country music when I think double stops. And, you know, like I might do something like that. I would call that a double stop. I don't think of those as intervals as much as like a harmonized lick, right? Or if I did something like Carl Verheyen showed me this lick. What's a good key to? Oh, I guess it would do it. Now, we go up here. Sounds great with the Pat Metheny sound. but it's a circle of fifths lick, and I'm pulling off the open strings, even though the open strings like it doesn't matter what key. I could be in the key of B, so I'm B7 chord, and I'm pulling off to an open B string, which cool, that should work, right? It's B, but I'm also pulling on a G string, and it's like that shouldn't work. But you're on those open strings so short, it doesn't. You really don't hear it. You hear that snappy pull off. There was a period of time where I was trying to come up with a million ways to play through a circle of fifths, starting on E, going to G. So. So I was kind of coming up with, what was it one? What was it? Because that would be. It's a cool sound though. Yeah, kind of a Scotty Moore kind of. Well, this is kind of a Scotty Moore kind of thing. I wasn't really too hip to Elvis, to be honest, and I would kind of probably think of it as like the Helicasters. I don't know if you ever heard of them, or who was the guitar player from Washington D.C. that killed himself? This sounds terrible. I'm having an epiphany. I mean, I could barely make a cowboy chord. Oh, yeah, 100%. Dude, Vaughn, good to see you. The first thing a kid does when they learn an E chord is they go, ooh. Right? And then if you keep, whoa, like you don't know. I mean, it's just like, don't worry about understanding necessarily the chord. Sam and I can explain this chord to you, or this. That if I put an F in the bass, this is an F major 7 sharp 11. Well, I don't want, you don't need to know that right away. I mean, you may want to learn it later, but yeah, just moving things around. I mean, like the C chord. Moving it up 2 frets. How many songs had something like that in it that was like the guy who played it the first time, or gal, didn't know they were playing a D4 chord or a D sus4 chord. I mean, I would think of a D sus is like that. So I call this a D4. It's a D triad with a 4 added. Or you could say D add 4, but that's just too much work. I just started calling it D4 because I didn't want to have to write out the word add. Roy Buchanan. Yeah, that's not the... Danny Gatton. Thank you, Sam. That's who I was trying to think of. Love Danny Gatton. But Danny would make me want to quit playing guitar. He was one of those guys. Vaughn, sorry everybody, I'm sorry you can't see your handles. I'm just seeing your ats. I apologize. I don't know what the setting is on that's making it do that. I haven't changed anything. Top fans. Okay, cool. I don't see anything. I know I can do this. And this. But I don't know how to change. What other reactions are there? Does it list the reactions? Do I know how to do? Oh, yeah, it does. Wait. Well, can you show me the reactions? What's the other? Voice isolation. No, we do not want voice isolation. No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to change the background. And we don't like portrait mode because it blurs out my fretboard, I think, right? Yep. That doesn't work. All right. So, but yeah, I wanted to come up with a bunch of ways to play through this circle of fifths progression that was in a lot of country things. Actually, if you're in the key of G, whatever key you're in, generally, if you're going to start a circle of fifths kind of B section, right, which is a very common thing for a B section in jazz tunes and in country tunes. Ironically, that both those genres kind of have it. I feel like a lot of the early country stuff, especially the Western swing stuff, those were jazz players that just wore cowboy hats. Or there were white jazz musicians that weren't allowed in the clubs. Or something like that, you know. But yeah, they kind of came up parallel to each other. So that songwriting structure is in common. Well, what you want to do is you basically are going to have a 4 or 8 or 16 bar B section, and you want that last chord of that B section to be the 5 chord of the key that you're ultimately in, which is G. And the 5 chord of the key of G is D. So you're going to have D is the 5 of the 5 chord. A7 is the 5 of the 5. E7 is the 5 of the 5 of the 5, and B7 is the 5 of the 5 of the 5 of the 5. Sam probably knows all the proper names for all these, but that's essentially what's happening. I'm playing the 5 of the 5 of the 5 of the 5 to the 5 of the 5 of the 5 to the 5 of the 5 to the 5, and we'll go back to the song, back to the A section. Very common to have it back in the day, especially Beatles era, and before A, B, A song form. And then it may go A and B again, but whatever. But the A, B, A was almost a lock, and then from there, it's up to you. But the B section in this case would be that circle of fifths. So it's like, okay, I can play over G. Whatever. But when I get to that B section, or that B section, and if it's a circle of fifths, I'm like, I could play like, you know, B riff. You know, I could just do, basically, I could play B mixolydian. Sorry. E mixolydian. A mixolydian. And D mixolydian. And yeah, but then it sounds like scales. And the country thing is almost like more riffy and double stops. So that's where I got off on this sidetrack when you mentioned double stops. And that's what I think, you know. And I could do those kind of things on the C. We can talk about that secondary dominance, yeah, and then tertiary dominance, and then quaternary dominance. All right. So yeah, so you've got something to practice, I hope, and I would go ahead and write these out in tab. I would go ahead and do the, get some tab paper. You can print up. I got printable tab paper website. If you don't already have this, where is it? Printable. What's that? Oh yeah, that's that. Okay, cool. I saved that. Oh, that's awesome. That's okay. Not what I'm thinking of here. Let's see. Is this tab? This is music notation. Do they have tab?
Why wouldn't they have tab? Setup. Page size, margins, no. Orientation, no. Color, no. Normal. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, here's the blank sheet copy. Okay. This is blank sheet music that when I need to print up music notation, which I do more than tab generally. There's that, but you can just look for free tab paper. Probably just download a PDFs you have. I probably have done it 7 times. I probably have 7 different PDFs on my hard drive from different tab pages of tab. So, but you can do it, or you can I just do it with a notebook paper. But you know, do the what would it be? 8, 7, 10, 8, 7, 10, 8, 7, 8, 10, 9, so forth. Write out those dyads. If you want to go backwards, you can do that too. It will definitely get the scale under your fingers faster, going up and down. As far as doing, we can, you know, like I said, we could. It's a little weird melodically doing the descending with the chromatic leading tone. But you can do that. And then with the triad, same thing. I think if you want to, once you have the triads down, up, you could go down. See? Obviously, I haven't done it. All right. And then 7th's going up. And again, you could go up to the 7th and then down to the 6th. Just kind of a pretty little. It just, and it, like I said, even just over the simple C major 7 chord. And that was a lick that Charlie Parker used a lot. Was a which I think is where they got the Woody Woodpecker kind of thing from, was from Charlie Parker. Bird, right? They called him Bird. Sorry about all the reverb. Let's see. You can. Oh, it did have. Oh, did it? Whoops. Did I just close my live stream? No. Okay, good. Wait, did it have tab at the top? Templates. No. Oh, it did have. Oh, you're right. Under templates, it has. Okay, there you go. So yeah, great to know. One little piece of advice though for using that site: make sure you scroll down the page and click off of the Google ads that will pop up at the. There'll be a banner Google ad down there, and if you don't, it'll print 2 pages, and on the second page it'll print that, or it'll print it on the bottom of the first page, or it'll print it on the bottom of every page. So if you go print me 10 pages of this, it'll be on the. So make sure you click off the banner ad before you hit print.
All right, because it actually literally will print the whole page. All right, let me put this away. Okay, we can take a sip because I'm gonna change guitars. I don't know if the new person that was there earlier. Oh, Vaughn. If Vaughn's still there. Or I'm writing classics. You just strum around randomly and you hear blackbirds. Yep, you never know. There's this. I'm trying to work on my piccato, which is my right hand single note playing, and there's a couple things I found. For one thing, like I've talked about everybody take a sip because we change guitars. That's one of our drinking game rules. Right now, that nail's a hair long, but so one of the things I'm trying to get better at is flamenco stuff and rumba patterns. And so, and the piccato thing, one of the ways to go faster on it, and I always thought you got to pick down here, but I see a lot of the guys picking up here, so the string is squishier here. It's a little bit more resistance here, but I think it's easier to play fast closer to the bridge, especially when I'm using a pick. Really, really hard to play fast up here because the string takes a while to kind of get back into the position. But what they'll do is they'll do staccato. So as soon as I pluck this note with my first finger, my second finger is going to mute it. And second finger plucks and the first finger mutes. And it creates a staccato effect. I don't know if you'd call that pizzicato. Pizzicato would be more like. That'd be more of a pizzicato. So the idea, of course, bursts, right? We talked about, remember we talked about snippets. So like I could do 8th note or quarter note, 1, 2, and then go 16. So it's just a little burst. Then pick up the tempo. Well, one of the licks, and I'm capoed at the 4th fret, sorry. Right? But a lot of the players will pull off that last note. There's that chord. So I'm playing an E chord and I'm moving it up a fret. So I can get the Resciato going, but it's hard to do just a short one, like just a couple. Like once I get going, or I can do like this Resciato is thumb up, finger down, thumb down. The teacher, I took a lesson and he said just hang loose, man, like surfers do, right? Like woo, Hawaii or whatever that is. I don't know what that means, but hang loose. That kind of helped me get it. And then there's another one I do that's thumb up, pinky down, first finger down. And that one's brighter, but it's not as consistent for me. The 5-finger, actually, I can do a couple times in a row, but I can't really do for a long time. I should work on a 3-finger instead of a 4-finger Resciato, but this one's technically a grouping of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. it's not very consistent. It's not pure 5 groupings. And even this one is hard. I just want to get like a little burst. Yeah, that's. That one hurts. The side of my thumb gets so sore playing that one. And I'm getting better at it, playing in time, but it's like if I were to record it and zoom in on it and look at it, I'm like, okay, this finger's really late or really early or whatever. So it's tough. That's one of those things where you gotta practice. I'm early on my ring finger. It's one of those things you have to practice slow and then speed up so you're not. It just depends. It depends. If I'm trying to play something fast, then I play close to the bridge. But if I want a nice tone, I'll play close front. And this is actually a flamenco guitar, so it's not classical. It's mostly flamenco stuff. But yeah, but I don't play that close to the bridge for the. I'm trying to play closer. Yeah, again, I think there's a lot more pull-offs happening than I realized. On this, I think it's right now. It's Augustine. No, these are not Augustine blues because they're black. These are just cheap Diodario strings, I think. Because I'm not performing with this, so I'm just kind of beating the crud out of it. So I tend to get cheaper strings. I like Augustine blues. I have nice flamenco guitar strings, but they're more like $20 a pack instead of $5 a pack. So if I feel like I'm going to do some recording on that, if I'm going to do some writing and recording on it, then I will put on a nice set. Generally on my nylon guitar, I'll play Augustine blues. Those are my favorite. And they're not too expensive. They're like $10 a set or something like that. But yeah, those I think are like Augustine. Let me see. If I might have it. Oops, that's not what I want. Tab. Let's see. Probably ordered them from Amazon. Return orders. There we go. Strings. They're tearing down the house next door. Oh, those are charango strings. No, those aren't the right ones. Boop-a-doop-boom. No. I bought a lot of strings. Dang. Well, I have to buy all these strings to have around because I have all these weird instruments. Augustine. Okay, so this is the purples. Let me look at these real quick, and I can send you a link. String lights. which are not strings. Let's see. Auto harp strings, bouzouki strings, elixir. I think I bought some 7-string. Oh, those are 9s. Okay, see. Next. Ukulele strings. Elixir doesn't make every kind of string. I mean, they used to make nylon strings, and I loved them, but they didn't. Okay, here they are. Yeah, so this is just, I think these are pretty darn cheap. I use these just until, you know, I am going to, let me see, like create, wait, back, get a link, copy. So here's what those are. I think these are the black ones. Hold on. These are $32 for 3 sets, a 3-pack. It's not horrible. Let's see. Well, that's not a picture of them. That's funny. I don't actually. I think this is what they are. These are not ball ends. You have to. I've never really used ball end nylon strings. I mean, maybe for a kid's guitar or something like that. But yeah. And then these are about the same price as Augustine. I'll get a link for these, and these aren't bad. And if you want, you can go do Christmas shopping there. So, hey, Grandpa Gene, what's going on? Question, when I'm playing, it's never that clean. How much muting are you usually doing with the left hand to quiet the other strings, or is it more of a right hand precision? That's a very, very, very good question, actually, Grandpa. And I'm about to be a grandpa, too. I got my first 2 grandbabies on the way early next year. It's a it depends. Some of it depends on, are you playing electric? If you're playing electric, yeah, it's a challenge, especially if you got a lot of distortion on and you're pretty loud. That's why I've always had such great respect for people like Eddie Van Halen, who would play pretty loud and yet they were super clean. And so it was a combination for Eddie of those 2 things. Now, some of you got really fat fingers, and as far as playing clean, a lot of people, when they say, "Oh, how do I play cleaner?" Like the C chord gives you some problems because you've got two open strings that you have to kind of arch over, right? And so many people will kind of lay their first and second finger down a little bit, and you'll get this. Oops. It's almost hard for me to do. So one of the things you want to make sure, if you're just trying to get your chords cleaner, you want to try to keep your thumb behind there. Now you'll see me with my thumb up there, so it's just totally one of those 100% situations where it's like, do as I say, not as I do. Part of the thing is I got really skinny fingers and they're pretty long, so I can kind of hold it like a baseball bat if I want. A lot of times if I've got my thumb over, it's because I'm muting the bottom string, and if you can do that and keep all the strings out, then when you're strumming the C chord, you don't have to worry about that low E string ringing out, which gets it kind of muddy. Okay, so that will clean up your sound, but if by bringing your thumb around, you end up muting 2 strings, that's not going to sound better. One thing you can do is when you're strumming, okay, if you're going to leave that bottom string open but you don't want it, so we want a C chord, okay, then in that case, when you're strumming, kind of more aim to hit that 4th string instead of the 5th string, and then if you hit the 5th string accidentally, sweep. Or as you get a little tighter in your strumming and you're more precise about what you're hitting, then you can start to add that 5th string in there. Okay? Okay, because otherwise, if you can mute that bottom string, then you can just strum willy-nilly, hit all the strings. It's a little tough with the D chord to do that, because if you want that D note to be in the bass, then you're going to get that A in there, even if you're muting the bottom string. So you do have to kind of get good at strumming where you're... Papui? Papuli. Papuli? Am I going to be a papuli? I could have the kids call me that. We're trying to figure out what our nicknames are going to be. I wonder if I enter it in Google, we get anything. My grandfather had a very unique name, and Beth thinks I should do it. I should have it, but hilarious. What the heck? That's funny. I have no idea what he's... Okay. Yeah, there's nothing... Oh, Abu and the spider. What the heck is that? I have to send this to my sisters. Who wrote this? No, nobody I know. So my grandfather was called Abu. Everybody called him Abu. Because when the first grandbaby was born, my cousin John, who died of a heroin overdose, with $20 million in his bank account, when John was a baby, Abu was like, Abu, Abu. So that whenever John saw him, John would say, Abu, Abu. And that's what it just stuck. And in fact, when they retired in Florida, I think a lot of, people called him Al because it was Theodore Alvin. Believe it or not, his name was Theodore Alvin Strahle. And so he had 2 of the 3 chipmunks in his first name. I don't know if he was the inspiration for the chipmunks, but they lived in Chicago. And so he, but I think a lot of his friends called him Abu, if I'm not mistaken. So, so we're trying. Beth is like, oh, the kids can call you Abu. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Just as long as they call me. Yeah, no worries, Grandpa Gene. I'm not sure again what you're referring, but with electric, man, when it's loud, I can. Let me see. Like for example, I always say, electric. Okay, everybody take a sip. I'm out of coffee, so I can't take any more sips. Such a sad thing. Let's see. Do I have a really loud? His wide power. What's that sound like? Oh wait, what's this? I think I like that other one better. But I'm gonna turn this up, and I'm gonna turn you guys down. So let me grab this and turn it down. So, yeah, I mean, it's a combination of things. If you're playing something, if you're playing, um, the open strings are less of an issue, but like if I just left the strings open and it's that loud, it's going to be ringing out and all that stuff. So like I'm playing one note, I'm playing that G note right there, and I'm muting all these strings, and I'm also muting over here, you know, a little bit. So if I, anyway, yeah, it's 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 a challenge. I know it's really kind of crazy different when you're playing live because you've got adrenaline, nerves, all that stuff, and volume, and you're not hearing yourself like you normally would hear yourself. You know, if you're the headliner, if you're Eric Johnson, then you're gonna sound check's not over until you're happy with what you're hearing. But if you're just a guitar player with an artist, you know, they don't care. The sound check's not over until the artist is happy. They don't even ask you how you feel sometimes. They do. That's not true. The sound man, the monitor mixer usually is very concerned about what you hear. So, all right, you're out of tea. Oh no, air sip. Yeah, wait. Oh no, I have some left. I don't know if you can hear them banging away next door. They're tearing out the foundation of the house. It's crazy. It's gone. The whole house is gone next door, and they're rebuilding it. I'm hoping they're not rebuilding like an apartment building and lying to me, but I trust my neighbors. I know them. They had a problem with a tree, and it destroyed the foundation, so they're just like, okay, let's just rebuild this thing. So they've had just a lot of issues, and so they're going to rebuild the house. They're going to have a second story on it, but they're going to have little windows, so it won't be looking out over our pool or anything like that. So we still have privacy in our yard. But the lot behind us is for sale, and I'm so worried that they're going to build like an apartment building. They just approved it in California. Now they can build like 9-story apartment buildings in residential neighborhoods. It's idiotic. And I don't think that they can technically do it there because it's not. It needs to be within a half mile of a major, not thoroughfare, but a major train station stop or subway stop or something, or even bus lines or whatever. And there are buses that go down some of our streets, not our street, but others near us. And I don't know, you know, they'll, of course, once they pass the law, or they already did pass the law, they can, of course, amend the interpretation of it all they want. And so next thing I know, we'll have apartment buildings everywhere. In, you know, where I literally 32 years lived in an apartment building, lived in a neighborhood with nothing but apartment buildings. Don't have a problem with it, but I saved my whole life to be able to live in the suburbs, and now they're turning it into apartment buildings. And so we may leave California if it really starts happening like that. The sad thing is I don't know if our house will be worth anything. If they start building apartments all around us, who's going to want to buy a house unless I guess somebody could buy it to build an apartment building. But yeah, it's just like, God, you know, you finally after 32 years of saving, you buy your first house in California. So, but I'm pretty sure my neighbors are just building a bigger house for them and their kids. That's all. So, the make of that flamenco is a Ramirez, and it's Jose Ramirez, and it's, what is the model? It's an FL2. Flamenco 2. So Ramirez FL2. Yeah, it's great. I like it. I like it a lot. I got a good deal on. I think it was a couple $1,000s. You know, it's a Ramirez, but I think it was half price. I literally bought it at Guitar Salon, and there literally is. It was the only guitar in the whole place I could afford, but it was fine because I was looking for an actual flamenco guitar because it has pick guards on it. You can't see it, but it has pick guards, plastic pick guards on it, and that's so you can tap it and do all that stuff on it, and you don't hurt the wood. But on my classical, I was digging holes in my wood on the wood of my classical. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's. I'm gonna see if I can find one on Reverb. Where's the Reverb? All right, yeah, close that. Ramirez FL2. Here's a Ramirez 1A for $10,000. Yeah, and then it's weird. There's an R2 for $1,000. Here's a 1959 Ramirez Classical. Oh, it's got a pick guard on it. You got Ramirez with a cutaway. See, it's totally different than it used to be. Yeah, that's weird. Is that really Ramirez? Yeah, this thing's been beaten up, though. Yeah, I'd have to play it. I would never buy. I actually. Let me see if we can find one somewhere else to see. FL2 guitar. Here it is. Where is this at? Oh, Gold Tone. Oh, that's right. They're a seller for Gold Tone. So yeah, it's $3,000 on Gold Tone. So I got a good deal on it. And I could get a good deal from Gold Tone. I think. I have a friend that's a dealer for Gold Tone, so he could get me the dealer cost on it. Brad could probably get me. Brad, you're not there. Brad's in Europe right now, but Brad might be able to get me a good price on it. So, yeah, I think I may need to get I'm going to start shopping around for a nylon with a pickup in it. I hate to do it, but it actually could. If it's the Taylor ones are not bad. If I got that, it might actually end up replacing my main classical guitar. I don't know if I'll get a cutaway or not. And I don't want to spend I don't want to get an 814 or an 812 or something. I mean, I'm thinking a 300 series classical, but as long as it has the good pickup in it. I got called. I worked on. I played a bunch of instruments, mostly all Middle Eastern, lute and Middle Eastern instruments on the Great Passion Play in Arkansas. They rescored the whole thing, and the composer wished he met me when he started scoring, but he didn't meet me until at the end. And he added me to a bunch of tracks and stuff, and he just called recently and said, would I be interested in playing live with an orchestra? And it paid pretty good. And he said there might be two different dates, and we fly you out and we put you up and feed you and everything. We take care of you, and then there would be rehearsals and then a concert, and we pay you X amount of dollars for the concert. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but am I going to have to play oud in front of a thousand people? Not exactly my forte. And then I played lute on the thing, but I was like, I don't want to bring a lute. It's a pain. I would never be able to get it in tune. I don't want to have, I don't want to have to carry it. It's a very big case. And so I could bring an oud and like a plug-in nylon or something like that. And I'd have to probably fly business class so I can carry these on. the oud up there isn't that big, but I couldn't check it. And so, yeah, I mean, if I recall the sessions I did for it, was a lot of improv. Like it was a lot of G minor and just play lines, and that I can do all day long on the oud. You know, I could totally have fun with that. But playing lines and stuff, I'm sure because he didn't bring me in on the beginning, he's probably got all these things. Oh, I would love to have you play on this and play on that and play on this. And so, yeah, I would probably be a featured artist along with Pedro Stash, who was also going to do it, and this female singer. So the three of us probably sitting on the front of the stage. And I think it was did he say a 70-piece orchestra and an 80 voice choir? So it's like, it's a big thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I better have the music far in advance. It pays a lot, but ultimately I'm probably not even making minimum wage because I'll spend so much time prepping for it. Unless we do a bunch of shows. He's got one for sure and one maybe. And if we end up doing that, then, if we do 2 shows, still probably wouldn't be making minimum wage at first. But I was listening to the stuff I did, and it wasn't that hard. If I could play the lute stuff on a nylon, I'm golden. But if I had to, play it on a lute, for one thing, my lute doesn't have a pickup. So I'm like not even sure with I think, was it a 90-piece orchestra? I can't remember. But with a 70-piece orchestra and an 80-voice choir, a microphone, it's going to be really noisy on stage. And there's no way to really capture the instrument, and the oud, that has a pickup in it. And if I got a nylon with a pickup in it, then I might be able to do all the lute stuff with that. So that's what I'm thinking. And it pays enough to justify buying a cheaper Taylor, especially like I said, if I end up using it a lot. But it's kind of one of those things I'm probably going to want to play a few of them. So I need to find a store that has them, or a Guitar Center has them, and like I said, I want the expression system that Taylor does. I hope I don't have to go up to an 8 series to get that. I think I can get it in a 3 or 4. I think they just use basically the same pickup system for both. I feel like that's a pretty decent pickup system, and for live it might sound okay. So I don't know. We'll see. It's a whole thing. So Pedro would be playing all the woodwind stuff. He would not. He would be using a mic though. So I don't know. But I just don't feel like it's. I feel like I'd want to have the pickup option at least. So okay. Well, listen, I should get going. I'll let you know how the drywalling goes. We'll probably do it this week. We're gonna knock a hole in the wall, and then we're gonna treat it and make sure we don't get black mold or anything like that. So, all right, everyone, thank you for hanging out and watching, and we'll try to we'll do. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. But the next weekend, the next Monday, I can't. I've got something booked. But this Monday, I'm good. The coming Monday, as far as I know, I'm good. So that would be like the 2nd or 3rd. It's the 3rd, I think, of November. The year is hauling by. It's going by so fast. Okay. I will talk to you soon. God bless you all. Bye-bye.